Hey y'all, welcome back to Lantern Creek Farm. Alright guys, we're getting into the hotter months, which means if you've got rabbits, you're going to have to be very vigilant of keeping them cool, keeping them safe from the heat and the hot weather. So I'm going to show you all the steps that we use, the things that we do to keep our animals cool here on the farm. You can kind of see it in the background here, but we're going to talk a little bit about it. Now we are running about 96-ish. We only get kind of around the hundreds. But we have really high humidity, and because of that, it makes it seem a lot hotter than what it is. I feel like I could handle 96 degrees in dry weather, but guys, this is the South, so we get humidity with it. So let me show you what we do. We're going to use Mr. Manley's cage first, and I'll show you an example. His cage is a lot less chaotic right now. We do have three cages with babies in them, and so it'll be a lot easier to show you with his cage. Right now, he has got a frozen water bottle. Guys, this has probably only been out about 10 minutes, and we've done got water in the bottom of it there, so if that tells you how hot it is. Next, you're going to notice this tile. This is a ceramic tile. You can buy these cheap. Next, you're going to notice that his water is sweating. Hopefully I don't pour out. Can you see his water sweating? We've put ice in his water. Oh, well, that's going to need a refill. And then next, you're going to notice an ice cube. Let me move you around. You're going to notice our dirty fan that needs clean, but we've got a fan in here. Let's talk about how we prepare all these things and why we give these to the animals. While we're talking about it, I'll show you Miss Beth's cage. You're going to notice there's a bigger bottle in here. This is a Mountain Dew bottle or some kind of pop bottle. She's got a tile. She's got water back here, a big dog bowl of water. She's got a couple ice cubes in here. She also has 8 babies, I believe, in there. And we've got a doe over here, Miss Boise. Well, I'll go ahead and show you her as well. That has 10 babies in with her, or 9 or 10. This is Miss Boise's cage in the front here. You're going to notice there's a lot of feed bowls. That's because she's got a lot of babies in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. She's got multiple pieces of ice in here. She's also got ice in her water bowl that's right here. Y'all can't see it. It's sweating. She also has a water bottle. Sometimes I give them 2 water bottles for the ones that have mamas in them. But while their ice cubes are in there, they usually lay on the ice cubes instead of their water bottles. Down here in the corner, and it's really dark, so we're probably not going to get over there, is Miss May's cage. She's got babies. Week-old babies. They're not quite a week old, I don't think, but might be close to a week old. She's also got the same things that the rest of the rabbits do. And these are the things that we use to keep our animals cool. I'm going to go ahead and talk through them now. We have a deep freeze in our garage. Now, you don't have to have a separate deep freeze, but we have a deep freeze that doesn't have very much in it. And we keep little things like water bottles and ceramic tiles. And we're going to talk about how we make those ice cubes. So first, I'm gonna have enough ceramic tiles for every cage that I have. So if you have 50 cages, you're going to need 50 ceramic tiles. If you want to put more than 1 in there, you're going to need more than that. Sometimes I put 2 or 3 in my mama's cage. These are fairly cheap bought. You don't even have to go to a name brand place to find tiles. You could go to some kind of hardware store or something like that and usually find tiles on the cheap. And if you're needing a large amount, I find that if you're going to buy them, to maybe buy a box of something that has maybe a few broken in or something, the rabbits aren't going to care if they're broken or in pieces. We put those in the deep freeze. Along with that, I collect bottles. I collect bottles from my in-laws. I collect bottles out of our vehicle. If I find a bottle, I keep it. And we fill those up with water. Along with that, we put those in the deep freeze. Now, you can, the thing about the water bottles, or bottles, if you use something, if you use like a thin plastic, you're going to go through those a little bit quicker. They're going to tend to bite holes in them and stuff. But if you're finding them for cheap, if you're using water bottles and you're drinking them, if you're drinking pop and using, just save them. Just save them, because if you're already having to buy them and you can find them in like a trash can somewhere and you know that it's just water in it or something like that, you can clean those out, fill them up with water, and put them in the freezer. That's a free or cheap way of cooling your animals down. On top of that, we have a box fan. I'd like to have another box fan in here. It's probably going to be a future purchase. I've got more rabbits now than I used to have, which is not very many, but we get a lot of we have a lot of babies, and so that adds up fairly quickly. And so I like to keep the animals cool. We have the box fan facing towards the rabbits, kind of the opening of the door. This is the back opening, and we let that air blow through. Is it kind of hot? Yeah, but it keeps the air circulating. On top of that, we keep cool water for the rabbits. I fill these waters up multiple times a day. I throw ice cubes in the water. And since we're talking about ice cubes, let me show you or tell you how we do that. So we have wash tubs here at the farm. You could use bowls, you could use wash tubs, anything that's just plastic that you can kind of break the ice out of pretty easy. Thin plasticky things would be best, that way the ice would pop out. I put them down in the deep freeze. I fill a wash tub up, and within a day it's completely frozen. I fill it up all the way to the top. When I pull it out of the freezer, I just sit it out in the sun for just a few minutes. It's hot enough out here that it thaws just enough that it can pop out if it's stuck. It usually pops out pretty easy. You just pop the bottom and it pops out. But I take a hammer, I crack it up into small pieces. I put those ice cubes in their cages with them. They lick them, they chew them, they lay on them, they sit next to them. That way it cools them down. But guys, it's very, 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 very important that you keep these rabbits cool. There's so many people that lose rabbits to heat stroke. They can die so quickly and so easily of heat stroke. I see it on Facebook all the time. I'm on multiple Facebook groups. I just read somebody this morning, 8 rabbits dead. They've lost eight rabbits, adult rabbits from my understanding. Not going to breed anymore. I will not breed until fall comes again. I'm going to keep these mamas once these babies are weaned. They've only got a couple more weeks. She's got some kits that are about a week old, so she'll have to have babies a little bit longer than the rest of them. But I'm not going to breed anybody no more until we get back into cool weather. We're going to allow them to have the summer break. That way they can build up their strength, along with just not being overexhausted in the heat. Your mamas are going to get a lot hotter a lot more quickly than your bucks, or even your babies. But babies can die of heat stroke as well, so you've got to keep an eye on that. But they will die very suddenly, very quickly. So you need to have these things in place now. Yesterday, 3 days ago, before the heat hits, these things need to be in place. You need to be doing these things over and over again every single day. Every single day that it's hot, you need to be keeping these animals cool. Every day. Don't skip on it. Don't skimp on it. You need to be doing it, or you're just going to have loss. You're asking for loss if you don't do these things. And on top of that, you very well might even lose them, but you have a higher chance of keeping them alive by doing these processes than you would by not doing them. But guys, I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I hope you find this video interesting and helpful, and hopefully we can keep these rabbits hot on these hot, humid days here in the South.